We welcome Her Excellency, the Romanian Ambassador of Australia and New Zealand, Mrs. Nineta Bărbulescu. Welcome. We also welcome Mr. Joseph Demian and Mr. Valerie Campan. We have apologies from Oriana Azevedo, the representative of the State Library of New South Wales. And we also have apologies from one of our artists, Celia Milazzo, who was unable to perform today, though she is present, so we really love seeing you here. Thank you. So I'm just going to do a few little opening thing and then we'll introduce the ambassador as well. So Mihaela Cristescu has organised this morning's event, hosted by the State Library of New South Wales. Mihaela has lined up a wonderful program for your enjoyment, which will be followed by some refreshments, including some delicious Lebanese food from fellow Eurotas group writer Sue Shimon. This is the third annual Romanian. This is the third annual Romanian literary event to be held here in this fascinating building. I do hope you have the opportunity to walk around it. For those who are not bilingual, including myself, even though we can't understand the words to the poetry and the prose, there is a rhythm in the spoken word that speaks to us. I was recently reading a university paper by Victor Yevmenov for his Master of Arts in Teaching. Victor, I think he's American, speaks of sitting in a noisy restaurant trying to have a conversation with a Romanian friend who is trying to tell him about his language school. Victor thought he would never learn anything about the school, but surprisingly, after 15 to 20 minutes, they were still talking and were somehow able to exchange information. When Victor registered this fact, it struck him as weird. What was it that made it possible to communicate? All they had was facial expressions, the general context, one or two words out of each phrase, and the general energy distribution of their speech, rhythm and intonation. Still, they managed to communicate. The most exciting insight for him that night was that rhythm can carry information. He feels it is the guide to the structure of information in the spoken language. So let's enjoy today's program. I would now like to introduce Her Excellency to come and have a few words with us. Thank you.
Bună dimineața, good morning, bine v-am găsit. I would like first of all to say a few words about the significance of March 26, later on May 26, related with Romanians, of course. First of all, in 1907, the biggest and the most maybe universal sculptor and artist of Romanian origin, Constantin Brâncuș, decided in this very day that it's time to leave Auguste Rodin atelier in Paris, saying the famous words, "Under the shadow of an oak tree, the grass cannot grow." Who's Brâncuș? Well, for this cultural happening, the short version of who's Brâncuș. When I met director of National Gallery of Australia in Canberra in 2014, he told me suddenly that Birds in Space by Brâncuș is simply the most valuable masterpiece of a foreign artist in Australia. At a certain point, I thought he was polite. Of course, he's polite. He's a British gentleman. But he was very true. If you didn't saw yet, if you didn't visit it yet, Birds in Space by Constantin Brâncuș in Canberra, please do it. You will feel something. You will feel a connection, no matter if you're born in Romania or not. The same goes for the whole year. during 2016, all Romanians everywhere are celebrating 140 years since Brâncuș was born. And I think that this cultural happening of Romanians with Romanian words, with universal soundness, that's why we are so easy to be understood and to communicate. This has a natural connection with Brâncuș, simply because there's something beyond the place where we were born. There's something beyond the time when we were born. And, you know, for all, maybe for all immigrants, but in particular for people coming from too far away in this country, there's a sense of becoming global, of becoming universal. So that is why I would like to use this opportunity to share with you the fact that on May the 2nd, we will try to celebrate Brâncuș's tumultuous life and outstanding masterpieces in Melbourne. So as soon as I will have a location, we are looking for a free location, by the way, due to the beautiful, so small or non-existent budgets that we are allocated for culture. So as soon as I will have the location, I will let you know. And you are all invited. I hope to participate as many as Romanian artists living in Australia are. How many? Romanian community is around 25,000 Romanians. Artists, I don't think there are more than 300. So there are very, very few artists. We have to take care of artists because we are taking care of our future, taking care of artists. And we also may add 50 artists, Romanian artists from New Zealand. That is why somehow I came here with a lot of joy, because the first day of this week was Harmony Day, and we celebrated at the Governor General House among 1,000 people coming from more than 200 places, more than 200 ethnic backgrounds. But you know, it was so interesting not to share, only to share the traditional food, but to see how we are very much alike, what it is universal in all of us. So then 2 days ago, I received in Romanian Embassy in Canberra a beautiful painting of a Romanian artist in New Zealand, Valentin D'Angelo. This is the artistic name, Valentin D'Angelo. Angel, yes. A painting about Rani Toto, which is a beautiful island in New Zealand. And I know there are people from New Zealand in the room. So I thought, Harmony Day. Why not a Harmony Week? Why not a Harmony Union to celebrate Romanian relationship? I think sometimes we need this a lot, because coming closer together as Romanians, we may be more tolerant with the others. And I think this is a key for a better future for all of us. 1918, 26th of March, was a beautiful day when Basarabia was united with Romania. That was the beginning of what has been accomplished in December 1918 as a great union. This is a very important political moment, maybe one of the most important political moments in Romanian's history. That's why this beautiful coincidence, I wanted to underline it with this occasion. And more recently, another beautiful coincidence, on March 26, 2011, in the heart of Bucharest, near Cocor department store, with the occasion of the International Day of Theatre, Master Radu Beligan, Romanian's Laurence Olivier, it was said by the others, received the star on Romanian Walk of Fame, founded by Mr. Nineta Bărbulescu as a space dedicated to great Romanian actors in Bucharest. So I didn't came alone to this beautiful happening. I came with my husband, Mr. Bărbulescu, and with two of our sons, Tudor and Victor. You may raise your hands. Okay. Up a little bit because I met you already. In order to, to understand more about the Romanian soul here in Australia. Now, I would like to say, and I already said good morning to all artists, and I would like to add my voice to congratulate all contributors for this event. And I'm so pleased that I will finally have the chance to meet Romanian great artists that I heard about. One of my genuine ideas prior to my arrival in Australia in 2013 was related with the fact that maybe connecting Romanians from Australia with Romanians from New Zealand, Romanians from New South Wales with Romanians from Victoria, or from Perth, or from Northern Territories, might be very interesting to work for. So that is why I would like to say that it's my pleasure now to invite you and all Romanian artists living here in Australia or in New Zealand. In December, in Canberra, we are celebrating National Day of Romania, each and every December. But more precisely, for a happening gathering as many people as we can. We have an embassy which is not small, which is not big. It's just enough for receiving all of you. And later this year, I will send you coordinates in order to join us during this Brâncuș year. Also is an important year this year when we are celebrating another famous Romanian artist, Tristan Țara. He is the founder, the father of Dadaism. All things are more or less connected. It's our endeavor to try to see these connections and to take energy from these connections. Last but not least, I have to say that I started to read Madame Cristescu poems and essays. It's a long process. You have to go back to the first reading. That's why I'm very excited to see and to hear and to understand more. And I like that this particular volume is dedicated to all people who are dancing. That means, more or less, it's dedicated to all of us. So we feel that we are in this together. In the end, I would like to hopefully to meet all of you at the end, to enjoy Romanian. I would have thought to come with some Romanian catering, but well, next time. Please let me know. I'm not a cucaro. No, that's another job. But I do have a master chef from Romania with us in Canberra. So this is a promise for the next similar gathering. Once again, thank you very much. Thank you for supporting Romanians, and you are welcome to Canberra anytime.